Okay, so I wanted to do a quick video on um, essentially how I play these games um, in Japanese. So, hold on, let me get this like that. Yeah. So, I would use a few tools that make it a lot easier. So, first of all, obviously you have your like game or maybe like comic, whatever you're using, and I would use a few tools that I really like. So this is probably the tool I use the most, which is just a dictionary, and it has very specific. Hold on, let me. Yeah, it has a lot of specific. It shows like all the different ways that your word can be used. So maybe a better sentence. So for example, this one, sensei. So you can type that out real quick. And not only do you like see what the like how if it's like common or not, what GLPT it's like used in, you can see different meanings. So for example, usually it's like used as the word teacher, which is the most used, and you can also see it can also be used to address like a doctor or a lawyer or an attorney. Um, so that's interesting. Also, it shows that it can be used in like a joking way. So depending on how it's used in the sentence, you can like really see what the actual like true meaning of the word is, depending on the context, which is really nice. Another tool that's very useful, especially if you're new, if you don't even know how to maybe read hiragana very fast yet, is a simple snipping tool on Windows. There's probably a lot of different tools for this. All you do, it comes with Windows 10. You just click on it like this, and you can grab the text, and then I believe it's this one. Excuse me. Just copy all the text, and now we actually go over to my second tool in a bit. So you can see that it actually doubled the sensei here because it also grabs the hiragana. This one it actually skipped somehow because it didn't fully cover it. So yeah, you could, if you're more specific with how you screenshot it, you can avoid having the hiragana there again. Uh, and if you're like really confused as to how to even understand the sentence, there's a translate I really like. It's called DeepL. This one is really I would prefer it over Google Translate. The reason why I sometimes use Google Translate I'll talk about later. Um, and then you generally get a pretty decent translation. Sometimes it also shows like alternative translations, which is really nice. The reason why I use Google Translate is actually for the ability to write kanji. So back when I first started, I didn't even know I had like tools like this. I didn't know I could just do this. So I would always, if I saw a kanji that I didn't know and there was no hiragana, I would actually like type it out. So I would literally go and I'm really terrible at this, by the way. So uh, shows that one. Move their cursor. Oh yeah, and then I'm really bad at this, guys. See, yeah. So then you can grab it and then put it here anyway, right? So and this is still partly useful because there are cases where it's like a really difficult kanji that's barely used that the snipping tool might not pick up properly or it will pick it up as a different kanji than it actually is. So it's still very useful in those situations. I would definitely remember that. And then last, this is something I've actually basically never used, but with like how AI is advancing, it is really nice that you can also have something like ChatGPT to help you with translating sentences for you. I've used it a few times, and I'm not gonna lie, it isn't always that great with translating it, but hey, maybe it's getting better. And if you're someone that's used to using ChatGPT, maybe it's something for you. You can just drop in the sentence and be like explain the sentence or maybe the grammar or whatever, and it usually breaks it down pretty well. I feel like Do you understand now? Okay, so that's obviously not the exact same, but it does kind of come down to the same thing. And you can be like, you can ask very specific stuff like break the grammar down, and it's probably gonna, yeah, see, so it does this for you. Yes, this is pretty accurate. So this is very useful if you're just starting out, right? You really want to get through these things fast, because otherwise it's very slow. Like when I first started out, I would have to literally spend several minutes on just one sentence, sometimes even longer, even simple ones like this. So yeah, having stuff like this is very useful. I would definitely recommend though before you start with like uh, something like a video game, you get like at least know like the particles. You know particles. You know how to read hiragana and katakana, and just have like a basic understanding of like verb conjugations and just conjugations in general. So that would be like my main tips. Um, yeah, so my plan was to actually start a series where I'll go through a game, probably not this one, uh, on YouTube and just show you guys the whole process, how I do this, and I'll actually like um, do this with every sentence. I'll go through every sentence. I think that's going to help a lot of people that are new to this kind of stuff. So that was my idea. But this kind of is the basics, right? This is essentially what it comes down to, right? What I just did with this one sentence, essentially you just do over and over again until you get really good at um, reading and understanding it. So yeah, that was the video. If you have any questions, by the way, please ask me. I'm always checking the comments, so I'll probably reply pretty fast. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. See you.